All right, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for this business studio today. If you do not know me, my name is Maggie Littlefield. I'm the operations manager for the Greater Beloit Chamber of Commerce. I have just a couple housekeeping items for everybody. If you can, please remain muted during the presentation, just to avoid any distractions for our presenters today. Also, if you are able to show your face and turn on your video, we would love to see your face, even if you are a multitasker and answering emails and eating lunch and everything in between. We are missing just seeing everybody's face. So if that's something that you're open and able to do, we would love to have you turn your video on. As I mentioned, this event is being recorded, so we will share the recording in our follow-up email with all of the attendees. And then lastly, we would love for you to engage and just participate throughout the presentation today. So we're probably all very familiar with the chat feature now that we are all professionals when it comes to Zoom meetings. So if you have any questions for Monica or Doug as they go throughout their talk today, please drop them in the chat, or you can direct message myself or even Doug and Monica as well if you want to send a private message. And without further ado, I will go ahead and then turn things over to our Executive Director, Miss Amy Thurner.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for coming on to our business studio today. Again, my name is Amy Thurner. I'm the Executive Director for the Greater Beloit Chamber of Commerce. I think I know you all. So we started this business studio series during COVID as a way to reach out to our membership and communicate and sort of meet the needs of what you were all looking for. We are still planning on doing these business studios, whether live or virtual. It'll become a thing for us because there's always good topics. Today's business studio is presented by Spectrum Reach and sponsored. They are our neighbors who happen to be advertising experts. They create custom marketing solutions to help you reach the right customers for your business through cable television, digital advertising, and creative. They use their in-house resources from marketing, research, and creative services to aid in properly planning and executing your custom plans. Spectrum Reach applies insightful research to understand consumer behavior and develop measurable data-infused marketing solutions to reach your best customers and grow your business. Today, we are joined by Monica and Doug. Thank you so much for being here. Monica Rowley is an advanced advertising sales manager for Spectrum Reach. She's dedicated to developing strategy and campaigns that enhance branding as well as cultivate B2B and B2C relationships for both local and national businesses. She is passionate about results and finding insights that will influence your bottom line. Doug Kent is an account executive with Spectrum Reach. He helps busy professionals and small business owners use their marketing dollars effectively and efficiently through streaming, search, social, cable, online video, and display ads. And I think Doug is going to start us out today. So Doug, take it away.
Correct. Thank you, Amy, very much. Thank you, Maggie. And thank the Greater Beloit Chamber of Commerce for partnering with us today on this. Also, I'm just going to give a little bit more background on myself. I am a Beloiter, born and raised. I am a proud Purple Knight, class of 19-something. I don't remember exactly what year that was. I started with Spectrum Reach in November of 2019. I had onboarding, learnings, and things like that. And Amy, I look back today, and it was January of 2020 we met, and a month and a half later, obviously, a huge wrench and COVID was thrown at all of us. So, and on that note, we will get started. In the midst of this unprecedented global event, we find ourselves living a new normal. A new way of life has emerged now more than ever. It's really vital to connect with the right customers, to grow your business and stay ahead of your competitors. We know at Spectrum Reach how important your business is to you, and businesses thrive when communities connect. In fact, as you'll see here, research has shown that 64% of people expect brands and businesses to connect to their consumers. We're going to bust some myths today. We're going to show you how you can reach the right customers with minimum waste and maximum results. Connecting to your community in the right way is the key to growing your business. Throughout this session, you'll receive tips on how to grow your business, understand the importance of connecting to the right people, right customers in your community, and discover what tools are available to create an advertising plan that works for your budget. Monica, take it away.
Okay, deal. So kind of going off Doug's point, about 64% of us really expect brands to talk to us. And it's because we need to get to know you, right? We don't buy from people we don't know. We don't invite people over to our house for dinner unless we know them, right? So that's part of our buying experience in this day and age. It's a constant conversation. So I think the hardest part that we need to navigate is how do we begin that conversation? So the first, oh, Doug, can you go back? Sorry. So the first thing that I hear a lot of people say is, I need to reach everyone in order to be effective, right? And this was kind of the mentality of the 90s, right? More is more. But really, as we're finding, and thank you, our minimalist kind of agenda these days, but more is not always more. Less tends to be more at the end of the day. So, you know, going into, I need to reach more people to be successful, not technically true. Oh, Doug, go ahead. So not everyone truly is your customer. So Seth Godin, who has written a slew of different books on marketing and advertising in general, is really passionate about this idea. And truly what I say a lot in terms of marketing is, it's just statistics 101. Your goal is to reach your most likely customer, right? Who is most probable to be your customer. It's not everyone. We're here to create efficiency. So again, the goal is not to reach everyone who could walk into your business, but the people that are most likely to walk into your business. So that being said, first start at your business. What patterns do you see, right? People walking through your front door or through your virtual front door, aka your website, what do they look like? Who do they tend to be? What are they interested in? And sometimes not all of these commonalities are apparent. So that's where I would really challenge you as a business, to whoever you're doing marketing with, to help you navigate those waters, right? If you don't have transparency to pick and choose, okay, I know this person is going to be interested in, then work with your marketing partner to figure out, okay, for your category or for your business, who tends to be interested in that? So, you know, kind of analogy I use a lot is, okay, first-time home buyers, who are they? Well, probably someone who has a strong enough household income to support a home, right? That's a no-brainer. Most likely a renter, that's kind of a no-brainer, but what else? Probably might be newly engaged, might be moving to the area, right? So there's things underneath that we can really look at to figure out, okay, if you're trying to reach first-time home buyers, whether you're a bank or a real estate agency, let's really figure out that targeting behind the scenes so we can make sure that we're connecting with, again, your most likely audience. So kind of going into deciphering that, the easiest way to begin is with geography. So where are your customers coming from? Most likely than not, they're coming from a pretty reasonable driving radius. We're human beings, we're fickle, and we're, like, at the end of the day, pretty much about the path of least resistance, which means how do I drive less for the same same quality or transaction, right? You know, where are you pulling from? Can you look into your own data to say, hey, the majority of our customers are coming from these zip codes, or, you know, a 15-mile radius? If you're a B2B customer, is it larger, right? Do you have a really niche offering? Are you looking at the state of Wisconsin? Are you looking at nationwide? Or are you looking at entering kind of a new space where you feel a competitor has maybe, you know, transitioned out of the market? How do you take advantage of that? So number one, start with geography. We, again, shameless plug here, but we at Spectrum Reach are really passionate about our geography. It's pretty much how we've made our wave in the market. Well, one of many reasons, but you know, we're really passionate about only targeting the geography that's going to be most meaningful to you to help minimize that waste. Again, not reaching all of the people that we can, but just the people that are most meaningful. Second thing is, again, truly understanding who your customer is. What other tendencies do they have? What other targeting should we start looking into to help, again, increase those odds of probability so they're working for you and not against you? So there's a lot of research out there that can be pulled to help kind of build a profile of you for your customer, and you might have different kind of profiles based on your customer. Totally fine, right? So again, if you're a bank, you could have a customer profile for people, again, interested in first-time home loans, and another customer profile for people interested in refinancing their homes. Kind of similar, right? We're talking about home loans here, but two different people at the end of the day. And then the third thing is, once you kind of define that customer, how are they spending their time on media, right? Are they really heavy television users? Are they really heavy online users? And how do you build the best of both worlds to make sure that you're connecting with them? So from there, once you figure out how they spend their time with media, then connect with them, right? The need is there. They want to hear from your businesses. They want to support local businesses, so connect your local business with that want.
Thanks, Monica. Let's talk about creative as well. Another myth is my ads creative only needs to pitch my products or service. And we'll say busted. Your brand story is just as important as your products or service. Businesses like yours should absolutely focus their efforts on reaching the right people at the right place at the right time. But there's another real crucial component in the mix. You also have to reach them with the right message. Your advertisements are your chance to get your audience's attention, to tell your story, and to take your target customers to take action. And just like audience targeting, which Monica talked about, the quality of your commercial is an integral part of the success of your advertising campaign. Perhaps you're going to use this initial spot to talk about your humble beginnings on Broad Street or 4th Street in Beloit, or the values your company was founded on, or the ways you aim to improve the lives of your customers. The goal of this story is to connect with consumers and showcase your business and how you're going to solve a problem. Make their life better. It's solely about the business. It's about the consumer. Studies show that Americans are exposed to thousands and thousands of ad impressions every day. So what makes an ad memorable? The quality of an ad's creative message and the production value is the single greatest driver on making an ad memorable. People remember what's really good. People remember what's really bad as well. It's ultimately impacts how people feel about your brand. According to Ipsos, 75% of an ad's impact on brand and ad recall is based on creative quality. Customizing your creative to your target audience and local market can make a huge difference. Additionally, Nielsen found that 49% of a brand's sales lift from advertising can be attributed to the quality of the creative. Here's another myth, and a big one. The myth that small businesses can't afford to advertise like the big brands. Again, busted. More choices and new technology mean businesses of any size can advertise with the big brands and plan, design, and manage your marketing strategies. Maybe you're among the 78% of small businesses that report using social media to promote their business. And while many businesses like yours are already advertising online and on search, how many are using online video and TV to grow? The truth is more and more small businesses are creating video ads. Why? Because it's never been easier or more affordable. Creating ads that once cost, thousands of dollars, six figures, can now be maybe a few thousand and sometimes a few $100s. One company we do partner with here at Spectrum Reach called Waymark, their platform, you can create a powerful commercial for online or TV use in minutes right from your computer. And I personally have created like 15 to 20 of these ads, and they're very good ads. Whether you're partnering with a salesperson or using a self-service advertising portal, you can find the right audience in your neighborhood using 100% privacy compliant data. Choose a budget that works for you and see exactly how your commercial is performing. There's no hard and fast answer to how much money you should allocate towards your marketing budget. Many businesses use a percentage of revenues as a guide, but there's a wide range when it comes to determining what percentage to spend. The U.S. Small Business Administration recommends spending about 7 to 8% of your gross revenue on marketing and advertising each year. The largest portion of your marketing budget should be invested in traditional media. Why? Because it makes an impactful, emotional connection and is proven to be the most memorable and trustworthy in consumers' minds. Keep in mind that businesses need to stop looking at TV and digital as two separate entities. At the end of the day, they belong to the same pie. I recommend personally identifying a target budget and seeing how far your message can reach using the right frequency, which is the biggest factor. Then decide percentages for each screen to get on the desired frequency needed for success.
Kind of going off that point too is what I hear that hits our table a lot is, okay, I'm doing Facebook, right? I'm doing social media. I'm good. I don't need anything more. And social media is a great place to be, but it's not the only place you should be, right? So kind of going into, all right, busted. No, it's not. Social media is not the only avenue that you should be on. And the reason that is because social media, again, does have a great reach. Doug, can you?
Yep.
Thanks. We're working on our coordination. But we have the chat function down, so that's good. So, number one, TV is the most highest kind of reach that there is. So 86% of all adults you can reach still through TV. It also is the highest time we spend with media. So Nielsen does a really great study each quarter, and I think we're up to about 11 hours a day we spend with media, which scary. Read a book, everyone. And I say that as an advertiser, please read a book. But we spend about 11 hours a day or so with media. TV still holds about 4.5 to 5 hours of that. That's a lot of time with TV. It is the biggest break in media that we have. Social media comes in second, which, sorry, Ricky Bobby, if you're not first, you're last. No, I'm kidding. But social media comes in second. So it reaches 81% of adults. Extremely important, but again, not as much as TV. On average, people spend about 2.5 hours on social media. So think Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, if you're a TikToker, YouTube here, right? 2.5 hours a day. important, but it's not that 4.5 hours a day that we were just talking about with TV. So again, a good layer, but not the only layer. And then the last that comes in is that online time with websites, and news sites and different things like that. So I think one of the reasons that we step away from TV and kind of discount it before giving it consideration is we have this kind of myth out there that TV is expensive. So to Doug's point, social media I can do maybe on my own, right? Facebook makes that very easy to be done. So a lot of people are doing it, which is a good layer, but it's not your only layer if you're really looking to connect and make an impact. One of the things that TV has going for it too is video. I love me some video all day long. It continues to be extremely sticky because it connects with us as human beings, right? It has that sight, sound, and emotion. So it's triggering all of our kind of different memory systems. Thank you, AP Psych, but it's triggering all of our different memory systems to really remember who you are. That's why, we still can run off a little jingle on our own when we think of some of the other brands. I won't say them, right? But we know they're kind of commercial jingle in the back of our mind. It's that sense, sound, and emotion that video does really, really well. So leveraging the power of that is, number one, TV. You can also use video on social. You can also use video on online advertising. But really, TV and that big screen and streaming TV continues to make a very large impact in addition to your other efforts that you can execute internally.
And finally, number 5, buying advertising is too complicated and you don't have the budget to hire a media partner. All right, busted. The best thing about advertising today is that you have plenty of options, no matter what your budget is. If you do choose to work with a media partner like us, find out if there's a local representative in your area. Yes, I am local. Thank you. They'll know your market. I know the market best and can help you identify your target audience and the best way to reach that audience and their favorite content. Whether you choose to work with an agency, media partner, or you want to plan your next advertising campaign yourself, here are 5 questions you should ask before getting started. These should help you ensure you're working with a trusted company that has your best interests at heart and gets you the most out of your investment. Can you help me build my customer profile? Yes, something we can do. Are you a one-stop shop? Can I book social, video, radio, or any other campaigns all with you? What kind of discounts or offers can you give me? Can you help me develop my advertising creative? How transparent will the results be? Can I track my campaign's performance online? And I'll say this personally with Spectrum, I think there's 2 big differentiators: the data that we have and the transparency. You can see exactly, we have a portal to go to that you can see exactly, a dashboard, exactly what's going on with your campaign. So now we end it here with any questions. I don't know what's come across, Monica, anything on the chat?
We're kind of quiet, but we can kind of open it up and unmute yourself. If you have any questions, I know we went through kind of a lot. We tried to make 5 points, but yeah, any kind of questions that come to mind or comments? Are we scared about the time spent with media?
I never
scared
thought
about that.
that
I'm in
spend-
advertising.
I'm scared because I didn't think I was on social media that much.
It adds up.
I'm honestly not surprised by those numbers, only because that's where we consume everything nowadays. And especially with last year, it's like that was really the only avenue.
Yep. huge
And what-
increase in streaming TV from last year, but we kind of knew that. I saw a meme the other day that said, I think I ran Netflix. Like, I'm done with the Netflix. I have nothing more on Netflix. True.
Wow, that'd be amazing to be able to do that. One of the things I think that a lot of people don't understand, and especially me especially, with how much time they spend on there, is every time you get a ding on your phone, what do you immediately do?
Yeah. So no, you go to it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not like the
So
TV
I
is
think,
still higher in advertisement. I never knew TV was still that high up.
yeah, TV is still huge. And it's kind of habitual, right? Like we come home, we turn it on, and it's part of our daily lives. It's so funny. Even when I get dinner with my family, they're like, have the TV on and we're still rearranged. I'm like, okay, mom and dad, I don't see you that often. Like, talk to me, shut the TV off. Let's be a community, right? So it's just, again, part of your life. But since there is so much time with TV, I think, we still have this stigma that it's too expensive to go there, and, but it's just not true. You just have to figure out what's going to work best for you. So no, you can't, any smaller local business probably doesn't have the budget to buy a TV campaign across the state, but we can in your backyard. We can figure out what works in your backyard. So it's just, to Doug's point, is really partnering with someone who can help you navigate the space and kind of make the complicated uncomplicated. Although I will stand by my statement that advertising is probability. You can quote me on that.
Yeah, and TV, it's just so different than it used to be. I mean, you can really target now. Back in the day, late 90s, there was Seinfeld, and you get a diary from Nielsen, were you watching it first run, when it was on NBC, were you watching it as 6:30 at night, 10:30? I mean, when were you watching it? I mean, and people really relied on those answers. But now we actually have the data. I mean, we know where people are watching, and for a particular business, we can really narrow it down for people to avoid any waste. So, yeah, definitely times have definitely changed for us.
So you can basically avoid the waste of spending too much on advertisement with not enough targeting for the people that you want to target for your business. That's basically what you're saying. I didn't even know that anyways, because I didn't know how the ads on TV even work.
So Monica and Doug, Maggie just asked a question. For a small business owner who doesn't have the time or capacity or budget, where would you recommend they start?
You want to grab that one, Doug, or do you want me to?
You can go ahead and take that one.
I think that's a very common question, right? Is how do I even begin this space? It's like you're looking to remodel a home. What do you like? Where do I even begin to remodel and redo my kitchen? The first step is you contact a contractor, most likely, right? So the first step with that is you contact a media partner, similar to, contact Doug. Help him say, okay, well, what are you trying to do? And at the end of the day, we can say, okay, based on your ask, this is what it could be effective. This is what it would take to be effective. Could be $1,000 a month, could be $2,000 a month. If that's too much, okay, what is your comfort zone to start investing back into yourself? So I also say advertising a lot of times is paying it forward. You're paying it forward, but at the end of the day, you're going to get that return on investment back. But first, what's your comfort zone to pay it forward?
Yeah.
In the Starbucks line, I'm not paying $50 for the car ahead of me or behind me. Love them, but I'm not. Here's $5. Cool. Mm-hmm. What's your $5 range?
Yeah, and Monica too, the best thing too for me as an account executive is, to meet with the individual business. I'll have plenty of questions. It's probably like a half hour to an hour, but the more I know about your individual business, the better a plan we can come up with. And, Monica's awesome on the digital side. It's a great team effort. Hey, Monica, this business has this, and these are some of the obstacles. This is what I'm thinking. What do you think? I mean, it's a real team effort, everything we do. So again, another positive about Spectrum. Don't want it to be too much of a commercial, but yes, it's a positive about Spectrum.
Well, if anybody doesn't have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to Monica or Doug with any questions you might have to further assist you. And we will have the recording again live, and we'll share contact information. So anything else before I end the program?
Thank you guys for taking your time out of the day to, number one, join in, and thank you for also coordinating. This has been really fun for us.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, you guys. So I think, there we go. I was just gonna say, put your that first screen back on. So thank you again, Monica and Doug, and to Spectrum Reach for being such great supporters of our chamber. They really are. They reach out all the time and advertise, and they really are putting everything into the community. So we really appreciate that, you guys. A couple chamber related notes for everyone. We are kicking off some live events finally, yay. Our first live event will be July 15th. We have a business after hours, actually partnering with our friends over at Forward Janesville at Nolan Law. So please join us for that from 5 to 7 on July 15th. Also, we are having our golf outing on August 6th. It's a Friday, and you are all the first to know it is live on our website as of today. So if you want to register for our golf outing or reserve a hole or sponsor in any way, you can go on to our website at www.greaterbelatechamber.org, and I think Madison's going to put that up for us for a direct link. And then we are going to be hitting it pretty heavy with events now. So starting July 15th and on, we'll have a lot going on. So we look forward to seeing you all at our events. And thank you again to everybody for coming on. See everyone soon.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank
Have a good
you.
week.
Appreciate it.